Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Xenos Wisdom. To truly understand what ignites a woman's desire, especially as we mature, we have to move beyond assumptions and listen closely to what her body and her silence is really saying. It's not always about intensity or performance. Often, it's about attention to the overlooked details. Something as simple as a kiss placed gently on the neck can speak volumes. In fact, studies reveal that 94% of women find kisses on the neck to be incredibly arousing. This isn't just a physical reaction, it's emotional. The neck, the abdomen, the ears. These are intimate areas that, when touched with intention, awaken a woman's trust, excitement, and vulnerability. These subtle acts tell her she is seen, desired, and worth slowing down for. Many men are surprised to learn that quite a number of women find sex during menstruation not only acceptable but genuinely pleasurable. While some partners tend to shy away from intimacy during this time, many women experience heightened sensitivity and deeper emotional openness. It's in these quiet moments where there's no performance, no pressure, just presence, that some of the most meaningful connection can unfold. Yet it requires a man who can see beyond old to boss and meet her where she is with patience and confidence. Perhaps the most misunderstood truth is how a woman reaches climax. Only about 15 to 18% of women are able to orgasm through vaginal penetration alone. The rest require focused attention on the clitoris, a part of her anatomy that is often overlooked, yet holds the key to her pleasure. Around 80% of women achieve orgasm through clitoral stimulation. The first type she craves, the man who listens to her body's cues, and nearly 40% believe that their nipples deserve far more attention than they usually receive. These are not just statistics, they are gentle reminders that true intimacy is about learning, not assuming, listening, not leading, and being fully present in each tender moment. Intimacy becomes truly unforgettable when it goes beyond routine and touches something deeper, something sensory, emotional, and almost spiritual. For many couples, especially those over 50, rediscovering this depth is not about learning new tricks, but about reawakening old instincts with intention and care. One of the most powerful ways to deepen physical and emotional connection is through sensory play. A simple blindfold, for example, might seem like a playful novelty, but it does something extraordinary. It invites trust. When sight is removed, every touch, every whisper, every breath becomes amplified. She feels more, not just physically but emotionally, because you are guiding her through a shared experience where presence matters more than performance. Even the way you prepare for intimacy can set the tone for a more meaningful connection. Sharing a warm bath or stepping into the shower together before bed not only relaxes the body, but increases blood flow to her most sensitive areas, particularly the breasts and nipples. The water, the warmth, and your touch combine to make her feel nurtured and cherished, not just aroused. This kind of foreplay creates anticipation and builds a foundation of safety and desire. Using natural lubricants like coconut oil or even saliva when done with care and respect can dramatically enhance pleasure. The key is in the delivery. Apply it gently, warming it between your fingers first, and use it as part of the experience rather than a means to an end. Standing sex, often underestimated, gives men greater control and can help delay climax while also positioning the body in a way that wave of endorphins that flood her body with natural pain relief and emotional release. Headaches, cramps, even stress melt away in those moments. Her pleasure is not just physical, it's a healing, empowering experience, and the man who supports and encourages that kind of release becomes not only her lover, but her sanctuary. That's the role you can step into if you're open, if you're willing, and if you understand the deep beauty of her pleasure. There's something undeniably attractive about a man who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to say it. Not with arrogance and not with entitlement, but with calm, grounded confidence. That's where the simple yet powerful phrase, "I want," comes in. It's more than just words. It's a signal of clarity, direction, and emotional maturity. Three qualities that women find incredibly magnetic, especially as they grow wiser in love. When a man says, "I want," with sincerity, he becomes a leader in the moment, offering presence rather than passivity. In a world where so many people hesitate, defer, or avoid stating their feelings directly, a man who speaks from his truth stands out in the most powerful way. It's not about controlling the outcome or demanding your way. It's about expressing your desires with intention. For example, saying, "I want to take you to dinner this Friday," carries a different energy than We could go out sometime if you want. The first is an invitation. The second is indecision. When you say, I want to get to know you better, you're telling her that you see her, that you've chosen her, that you're not afraid of your own vulnerability. That confidence paired with emotional respect creates a space where trust and intimacy grow. Many men confuse passivity with politeness, but when you constantly say whatever you want or I don't know, you unintentionally signal a lack of self-direction. Women don't need how to use I want to build magnetic attraction over 50 perfection. They need presence. And presence begins with owning your feelings and your voice. I want is not selfish. It's a gift. It tells her you're willing to show up, and in return, she'll lean in. Because confidence with kindness is the most irresistible combination of all. True, intimacy was never meant to be perfect. It's not measured by flawless technique, nor by how many times passion ignites in a week. It's something far more sacred, something that deepens with time, not disappears. As we grow older, the world around us often sends the wrong message. That desire is for the young. That connection fades with wrinkles. That excitement belongs to another chapter. But the truth is, real intimacy begins when we finally let go of performance and lean into presence. It lives in quiet moments, in unspoken understanding, in the gentle touch that says, I'm still here with you. Intimacy thrives on awareness of yourself, your partner, and the space between you. It asks for patience, not pressure. It welcomes curiosity over assumption. It invites you to listen not just to words, but to breath, to energy, to longing that doesn't always have language. When two people can meet each other without the masks, without shame, and without needing to prove anything, something beautiful unfolds. That's where closeness lives. That's where passion becomes more than just physical. It becomes emotional, even spiritual. Desire doesn't vanish with age. It simply changes its rhythm. What once felt urgent now feels rich. What once was surface becomes layered. And in that evolution lies a rare kind of fulfillment. There's a different kind of fire that comes with experience. Not a blaze that burns fast and fades, but what she truly craves. Not just a man who looks strong, but one who is confident enough to be present, calm, enough to listen, and wise enough to understand what her silences are saying. That's the kind of man who lingers in her memory long after the night has ended. Intimacy should be a place of trust, exploration, and emotional safety, not danger or fear. Yet too often important, boundaries are crossed, not out of malice, but out of misunderstanding. It's easy to get caught up in the heat of the moment, especially when so much of what we see in media glamorizes rough or dominant behaviors. But here's the truth that too, how to create deep trust through timing, patience, presence, few men here. Over 600 people in the United States are rushed to the emergency room each year due to strangulation-related incidents during sex. That's not passionate, it's reckless. Passion without communication is a recipe for harm. Every act, no matter how exciting it may seem, must be rooted in mutual consent and emotional awareness. Because when a woman feels unsafe, she doesn't just shut down physically, she disconnects emotionally. And when that happens, the connection you've worked so hard to build can unravel in a moment. It's also important to understand what many women silently endure but rarely voice. Around 95% of women report that they dislike having their head or hair grabbed during oral sex. This isn't about being overly sensitive. It's about the feeling of being overpowered in a moment that should be completely about her pleasure. She wants to feel free to receive, not forced into it. What creates lasting attraction isn't aggressive dominance. It's strength paired with care, desire matched with respect. And while fantasies about threesomes may seem exciting, introducing that dynamic into a romantic relationship is a risk many regret. Jealousy, insecurity, and emotional fallout can surface quickly, even when intentions are pure. If ever explored, doubt should be done outside of a committed partnership with boundaries clearly agreed upon. At the heart of all of this is a simple truth. When a woman feels safe, she opens fully. That safety is your power. It's what makes you unforgettable. When it comes to female pleasure, many men still carry outdated beliefs, thinking that if a woman uses a vibrator, it must mean something is missing in the relationship. But that couldn't be further from the truth. In reality, around 20% of women use sex toys regularly, not out of dissatisfaction, but out of self-awareness and independence. These tools aren't replacements for connection, they are enhancements of it. A woman who understands her body, who knows what brings her pleasure, is far more likely to share that knowledge with The third type she craves, the confident, intentional leader, a partner leading to more fulfilling intimacy for both. It's not about replacing a man, it's about a woman reclaiming the right to experience her own pleasure without guilt or restriction. The myth that vibrators create dependency is just that, a myth. In fact, regular use has been shown to boost libido, increase sensitivity, and help women achieve orgasm more consistently. Think of it not as competition, but as a guide. It teaches her what she likes and gives you as her partner insight into how to touch her in ways that matter. It's not about mechanics. It's about connection, learning, and mutual exploration. And let's not forget the incredible benefits of a woman's orgasm beyond pleasure. During climax, her heart rate can soar to 180 beats per minute, releasing an ember that glows deep and warm and lasts through the night. Intimacy after 50 is not a closing door, it's an opening. To love with more presence, to touch with more intention, and to finally understand that what we crave isn't perfection, but connection that's real, honest, and lasting. In this story, the central character is a man over 50 who begins to rediscover the forgotten art of kissing, why it still matters most, his natural power to connect with women, not through youth or perfection, but through emotional presence, quiet, confidence, and genuine intimacy. Along the way, he learns that women crave men who pay attention to the subtle details. A kiss on the neck, a warm glance, a confident "I want." He comes to understand that true attraction isn't about grand gestures, but about being the kind of man who makes a woman feel safe, seen, and desired. He embraces new ways of closeness, using touch, communication, and shared vulnerability. He realizes that sex isn't just physical, it's a gateway to emotional intimacy, healing, and trust. By learning to listen to her body, language, respect her boundaries, and lead with clarity, he becomes what women secretly think about vibrators, toys, threesomes, unforgettable. Not because he tries to be someone else, but because he finally becomes himself. Don't chase perfection. Chase connection. Women want real presence, not pretense. Speak from the heart. Listen with your full attention and honor her needs with care. It's never too late to learn to love more deeply or to reignite intimacy. Age doesn't take desire away. It teaches you how to make it last. To say next, you'll miss the opportunity to lean into that moment to reciprocate how emotional intimacy builds stronger physical connection with warmth and presence, the way she laughs a little softer when she's with you, how she tilts her head when she listens, or even how she positions herself closer when standing near you. These are signals of interest that most men never pick up on. The reason they're too distracted, too focused on what they should do next instead of simply being present. One of the biggest mistakes men make is focusing only on verbal communication. But a woman's true feelings are revealed in her actions. How she responds to your energy, the way she positions herself around you, the small adjustments in her voice. These all tell a story. And when you learn to read this language, you gain an incredible advantage. Confidence isn't about always making the first move. It's about knowing when the move has already been made for you. If she's opening the door with her subtle gestures, it's up to you to walk through. The more you start noticing these cues, the easier it becomes to build natural, effortless attraction. You won't have to second guess if she's interested. You'll see it in the way she interacts with you. And when you acknowledge those signals, respond with confidence, and match her energy, you create a connection that feels effortless, natural, and deeply engaging. Now let's take this a step further, because once you recognize these attraction cues, there's one simple thing you can do to deepen that connection instantly, and it all starts with a kiss. The kiss, a forgotten art. Kissing isn't just a step toward intimacy, it's a psychological trigger that can deepen a woman's emotional bond with you. A rushed mechanical kiss sends the message, let's just get this over with, but a slow, intentional kiss that lingers, that tells her I desire you. Reading her silent cues, what most men don't notice. Cherish this moment. The biggest mistake men make, they stop kissing passionately. Over time, if you want to reignite attraction, start with deep, slow, meaningful kisses and watch how she responds. Think about the first time you ever kissed someone you really wanted. The excitement, the nervous energy, the anticipation. It was powerful, right? But over time, men often stop kissing with the same intensity. Instead, it becomes routine, a quick peck, a mindless habit. But for women, kissing is more than physical. It's emotional. It's how they feel desired, how they connect on a deeper level. If you want to instantly increase intimacy in your relationship, start Start by making kissing a priority again. Slow it down, linger, make it count. Kissing isn't just foreplay, it's a conversation without words, a way to tell her I want you, I appreciate you, I still feel that spark, and when you bring that level of passion back into kissing, you'll notice how much stronger your connection becomes, inside and outside. The bedroom, as women age, their bodies change, but their desires remain just as strong. One major shift: vaginal dryness. Many men mistake this as disinterest, when in reality it's just a natural change. The solution: high quality lubrication and a comfortable patient approach. The biggest mistake a man can make is assuming that a woman's hesitation means she's lost interest in intimacy altogether. The truth is, she may want it just as much as before, but discomfort or fear of discomfort holds her back. That's where your understanding and patience come in. A woman needs to know that you're not just in this for yourself, you care about her experience. The kiss, a forgotten art that deepens bond and desire. 2. Creating an environment where she feels relaxed, supported, and confident is key. Take your time. Let her know you're there for the connection, not just the act itself. And when she senses that, she'll respond in ways that bring you. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Xenos Wisdom. What if I told you that most men are missing the most important part of intimacy, and it has nothing to do with technique? Did you know that women over 50 crave one thing in a relationship more than anything else, but most men don't even realize it? For years, men have been told that attraction is about looks, money, or status, but the truth: none of those things create deep, lasting desire. The real key is emotional connection, anticipation, and making her feel deeply valued. And once you understand this, everything changes. Most men focus on what they can do physically, thinking that passion is built on performance alone. But the strongest, most magnetic connections are fueled by something much deeper. The way you make a woman feel, the sense of trust, security, and appreciation she gets from you is what keeps her coming back for more. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to unlock a woman's deepest desires without saying a word. Saint with me, because most men never figure this out, will you? Before we begin, hit subscribe and tap the notification bell. You won't want to miss what's coming next. If this resonates with you, drop a 1 in the comments. If you think differently, leave a 0 and tell me why. Now let's dive in. Most men assume attraction is about youth, wealth, or charm, but none of these things guarantee a lasting connection. Women, especially those over 50, are drawn to emotional intelligence more than anything else. A woman wants to feel seen, heard, and truly valued. When a man understands how to make her feel this way, she naturally gravitates toward him. The truth is, women crave emotional intimacy just as much, if not more, than physical attraction. They want to feel desired, not just in the bedroom, but in the way a man looks at them, listens to them, and makes them feel like they truly matter. If a woman feels ignored, unheard, or taken for granted, the truth about what women over 50 really crave in a relationship, desire fades no matter how attractive or successful a man may be. Take Mark, a 56-year-old divorced man who felt like his dating life was over. He believed younger, more successful men had the advantage until he changed his approach. Instead of focusing on impressing women, he started listening deeply, making them feel understood, and showing genuine curiosity about their lives. The result: women were suddenly drawn to him in ways he never experienced before. Mark realized something crucial. Attraction isn't about putting on a show. It's about making a woman feel special in a way she doesn't experience with anyone else. He didn't try to be someone he wasn't. Instead, he became more present, more engaged, and more confident in his ability to connect. Here's the simple truth: when a woman feels truly heard, she trusts you. When she trusts you, she opens up emotionally. And when she opens up emotionally, everything else naturally follows. So if you're the kind of man who truly listens, who makes a woman feel like she's the only person in the room, you're already ahead of 90% of men. Attraction isn't about having all the answers. It's about creating a space where she feels safe, comfortable, and valued, and that starts with one simple but powerful shift. Pay attention to what makes her feel special. Now let's go deeper, because attraction doesn't just happen in words. Women communicate their interest in ways that most men completely overlook. Women communicate attraction in ways most men completely overlook. Every time she adjusts her hair, leans in closer, or holds eye contact a second longer, she's sending a signal. But if a man is too focused on his next move, he'll miss these silent invitations. Think of attraction like music. Most men only hear the loudest notes, but the real beauty is in the subtle melodies. When you start paying attention and to the quiet, you'll notice women giving you green lights everywhere. For example, when a woman lightly touches your arm during Conversation, she's testing your response. Closer than ever before, but physical, changes aren't just about challenges, they also open up new possibilities. Women over 50 often describe intimacy as more meaningful than ever, with a focus on deeper connection rather than just physical urgency. This is your opportunity to strengthen your bond in ways you never could in your younger years. When she feels safe, respected, and truly desired, she'll let go of any insecurities holding her back, and when that happens, your intimacy will reach a whole new level, one that's built on trust, patience, and deep emotional connection. Now let's talk about the most overlooked key to intimacy that makes everything else fall into place. Emotional connection, attraction, and intimacy aren't just physical, they are about how you make her feel. A woman who feels appreciated, complimented, and emotionally connected will naturally desire you more. It's not about grand gestures, it's about the small, consistent actions that make her feel loved every day. Start simple. Tell her what you love about her. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just acknowledge the little things. Maybe it's the way she laughs, the way she always remembers, the small detail, or the way she makes you feel at ease. The key is to make her feel seen. Listen. When she speaks, most men hear their partner talk, but they're not really listening. Be the man who pays attention, who remembers, who responds with care. When she knows she can open up to you without judgment, she feels safe, and safety leads to deeper intimacy. Make her feel like the most important woman in the world. That means putting away distractions when she's talking, showing affection even when it's not expected, and being her emotional anchor. A woman who feels secure in her connection with you will naturally be more affectionate, open, and passionate. Create moments of deep physical changes. Emotional reassurance. How to be her safe space. Connection. Take time for meaningful conversations. Hold her hand. Look her in the eyes when you tell her how much she means to you. These moments build emotional intimacy, which in turn fuels physical attraction. Surprise her not with expensive gifts, but with thoughtful, a handwritten note, a spontaneous date night, or even a simple text that says, "Thinking about you," can make her feel cherished in ways that go beyond words. When a woman feels deeply connected to you, her passion will reignite in ways you never imagined. She won't just love you, she'll crave your presence, your touch, and your energy, because at the end of the day, true attraction isn't about looks or techniques. It's about making her feel like she's the most cherished woman in your world. Now that you know that key to lasting attraction and intimacy, here's your challenge. Try this tonight. Give her a meaningful compliment. Hold her close and truly listen to what she has to say. Then watch how she responds. If this makes sense to you, drop a 1 in the comments. If you have a different experience, leave a 0. I want to hear your thoughts. Subscribe now for more deep dive insights into attraction, love, and relationships. After 50, we're just getting started. ATT action isn't about tricks or techniques. It's about understanding how to make her feel truly wanted, valued, and emotionally secure. Women crave a connection that goes beyond the surface, something that reassures them that they are still desired, still cherished, and still the most important person in your world. Try this tonight. Kiss her like you mean it. Hold her close. Pay attention to how she responds, the way she leans into you, the way she melts into your arms. That's where the real magic happens. Show her emotional connection, the true fuel for lasting attraction, that she is loved not just through words, but through your actions, your presence, and your unwavering attention. It's the little things that make the biggest difference. A soft touch when she's least expecting it, a genuine compliment about something beyond her appearance, a heartfelt "I appreciate you" whispered in her ear. These are the moments that build unshakable intimacy. When a woman feels emotionally connected, she will naturally open up in ways you never imagined. If this makes sense to you, drop a 1 in the comments. If you have a different experience, leave a 0. I want to hear your thoughts. Let's build a conversation, because every relationship is unique and your perspective matters. Subscribe now for more deep dive insights into attraction, love, and relationships after 50. This journey is just beginning, and the best is yet to come.